Oh, yeah. Hello and welcome to the Football Glory Hole Podcast. We listen on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spreaker, SoundCloud, Spotify. Watch us live on StreamYard, live or recorded any way you can afford it, baby. We thank each and every Glory Hole Seeker for tuning in this week. I'm your host, Bo Stevens, and I'm joined here, as always, by my good buddy Longhorn. Longhorn, what's up, buddy?
All right. Woo, Bo Cephas, here we go. Week one of the NFL. The FGH podcast is fucking back. We got real NFL games to talk about. Kind of feels like the first day of school, or if you will, first football college game if your name ends in Manning. Oh, God, that was fucking brutal. Now, I may not be the best podcaster in the world. That's an understatement, but I can promise you, I will not be as bad as Uncle Rico Manning was out there last fucking weekend for Texas. And to be honest, Bo Cephas, I think that's a insult slight to Uncle Rico, because if I recall correctly, I know that movie's very old, but I seem to remember Mr. Rico slingshotting a fucking ribeye and drilling Napoleon right between the fucking eyes with a moving target. So until further notice, Uncle Rico greater than Arch Manning. Now let's drill this podcast between the eyes and pick some fucking winners. Now!
Almost forgot to fucking... I totally forgot where the ad went for a second.
You got it?
Yeah.
All right.
Well, thank you very much, sir. Tonight I am drinking an All Good by Oak Highlands Brewery in Dallas, Texas. Very solid beer. 3 out of 5 stars on the beer app. And we're drinking this tonight because we had an all good week in college football. 7-2 on client picks. That makes us 8-2 so far in the season. 2-0 on the free picks.
My boy's on fire.
A little starting out on fire. I like it. But we're going to have a very condensed good, bad, and are you fucking kidding me? Full recap episode coming at you next Monday after this week one. But for the bad, fucking Little Dick James, of course. So in the contest that I'm in, the college contest, I went 4-3. So of course I go 7-2 to the clients and 4-3 in the contest. Penn State, you motherfuckers. I laid the wood with you. You always try to cover that. And in full credit, he did try and cover that goddamn spread. He punched it in with like a minute and a half left or whatever it was, like 2 minutes left to get the spread cover. And then inexplicably, they let that piece of shit team go down and just they marched right down the field and scored a touchdown to snatch that cover right away from Little Dick James. Oh, he was fucking pissed. He was so mad. That was the only thing that made me smile about losing that pick. At least that fucker was mad. But then we did have the Are You Fucking Kidding Me first one of the season. And that goes to an over that we bet on Maryland and Florida Atlantic. We put that out, I don't know, 6-8 weeks ago. 57.5 is what it opened, 61 when it's closed. And they scored 40 motherfucking points in the first half. All we needed was 3 touchdowns. In the second, we hit it, right? No fucking problem. Except that both teams just decided not to score a single goddamn touchdown in the second half. In fact, Florida Atlantic decided not to score a single fucking point in the second half. They decided instead, Longhorn, it would be better to throw 6 motherfucking interceptions. So, 40 points in the first half, 6 points in the second half, and fuck us right in the ass. Thank you very much.
That's you know what? You're gonna have worse beats than that. I'm gonna be honest with you. That's bad. That's bad, but
it's pretty bad.
You know, just stick around. It's gonna get way worse than that.
Yeah, unfortunately, it will. All right, boys and girls, we're going over all, and I said every game in week one in the NFL. Finally, it has begun 2025, and we're going to have free picks to get you paid as we always do. But right now, we got to get paid to do that. Oh, it's our sponsor, TexasTelehealth.com. Let's face it, going to the doctor sucks. You got to come off work, drive there, and wait up for an hour just to see the doctor. Not at TexasTelehealth.com. You go to the website, schedule your appointment as little 30 minutes or less. You're on the phone with my buddy, Dr. West. He's got you diagnosed with a prescription written and got you feeling better in fucking no time, kid. And the best part is you never have to leave your house or work again to do it. I go to Dr. West, my parents do, and you should too, because at TexasTelehealth.com, they treat everything from the common cold, flu, ED, VD, and weight loss too. Get that old zip it, baby. For $119 for 30-day supply, and your consultation is always free with accepted health insurance. So, whether you got a peen that's turned green, a little too much size around your thighs, or yellow shit coming out of your nose, lungs, and eyes, go to TexasTelehealth.com right now and tell them that FGH sent you. That is Texas, TELE Health.com for all your medical needs.
Yeah, and not everybody can be beacons of health like Bo Cephas and I are. So I know there's a lot of nasty shit going around. People I'm hearing. I mean, I talk to these medical places. They're sending out samples all the time. People are shitting all over themselves. Can't understand what's going on. Is it COVID? Is it new COVID? Is it this and that? Look, just take care of yourself. Call Dr. West at Texas Telehealth and get that shit fixed, because nobody, and I mean nobody, wants to follow your just disease-ridden ass and like following you and opening the same doors you. So get your shit fixed. Do it from home. Call Dr. West and get your shit handled. I got it.
All right. Oh, baby, those bells, Longhorn, they are finally ringing for week 1 NFL season, and it all kicks off on Thursday night with those goddamn Philadelphia Eagles, world champs, hosting those Dallas Cowboys. Oh, this line opened up preseason -6.5. If you've been a client and you've been paying attention, I put it out immediately on that, and I said on the post, this one's going to move, boys and girls. Better grab it now. It has. It's hovering around 8.5.
Well,
Philly now.
I mean, to be fair, let's not take too much. Like, the line did move, and you did get CLV, closing line value. However, they did in between trade. Oh, I don't know, their second best player. Maybe their best player, Michael Parsons. So yes, closing line value, but not the true 2 points that's been moved since you put it out there.
That is true. Although the reason why I made that call, and I'll get into it in a second, is I actually made that line 8.4 and Vegas made it 8 to begin with. So true numbers. Now I set it at 7 because I when you're scoping these lines, take market into account, and I knew 7 was probably going to be about the max. Of course, without Parsons, we're sitting at 8.5. Looking at injuries, Longhorn, before you get started, I don't see anything major on the Cowboys side. It looks like
Diggs is, there's a chance he was going to play to start the
season. Yeah, he's not on the injury report that I see.
Well, he's talking like he's not coming back to maybe week 4. So, whatever. Finish yours, and we'll get into all that.
Well, on the updated injury report on ESPN, he has not been placed on injured reserve as of right now. Phil Maffa has, if you were looking for him, and so is Jonathan Mingo. So if you were concerned about some Jonathan Mingo action, that's not going to happen.
So 7th round running back and Jonathan Mingo.
They're the picture of health. How did this line move 2 points? All right, on the Philadelphia side, your boy Willie Lampkin, he's on injured reserve, so won't be seeing him.
That's tough.
Jacoby Dean is out.
That was expected.
And then I don't see anything really newsworthy other than that. So, all right, Longhorn, what do you got on Dallas and Philly in the opener on Thursday night?
Okay, so this is going to be a common theme all this podcast, and it's the common theme every time we do this podcast in week 1 in the NFL, and that is division dog. It's a major factor in week 1 in the NFL. We've been talking about it for years. It's a great payout. However, I'm not anxious to run to the window to bet Dallas as this division dog. Gun to the head. Yes, I'm taking the. Did you say it's up to 8.5?
8.5 fucking points now.
8.5. Will it? If they get enough money, if they get enough teaser money for Philly teasing it down, they're gonna bang this up to 9. So I don't really. If you do like cows and you're leaning towards the dog, I don't see any reason to do it now. Just wait until it
Money's
gets to 9.
still it's plus 13% advantage Philadelphia at the moment. Money's still coming in on the Eagles.
Yeah, and a lot of that was probably teaser money. Everybody's gonna have this on teaser, which that gets dangerous when everybody has it. But it's gonna kick up to 9 is my point. So gun to the head, I would force myself to take Dallas. I would wait till I get the 9. Um, but and also Dak. Whenever anytime you can get Dak as a 9-point favorite, which I think or dog as I think it'll be, that's rare. That's rare that you get that. So I would eat that up. But like I said, I'm not anxious to make this bet. This is not any one of my if you're new to the podcast, it's not one of my sounders. It's not one of my danger zones. It's not one of my anything. Just because the good vibes, bad vibes, everything is so toxic right now with Dallas. Uh, Coming off the Netflix special that we just saw with Jerry and the Cowboys, that's he wins the offseason. He wins the marketing. He wins the money. Like all that shit is fantastic. But now we're into the football season, and this is when he doesn't win. So yeah, just there's a, now we'll say this on the football side. I think because the strength of the Cowboys is going to be Dak throwing to CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens. And if you're going to nitpick a weakness on Philadelphia, it's definitely going to be that second cornerback, defensive back spot. So the back door might be open, especially if you get a huge number like 9 for Dak and this offense to sneak in on that backside and get this cover. But yeah, I have no interest in. There's a lot more other division dogs that I'm interested in playing. On this one, is everything feels bad for the Cowboys right now, and I'm not trying to jump on that at all. But it's Dallas or pass for me, Bocephus, but I would wait to get to the 9.
Yeah, so getting it where I got it at, I feel good about my Philly bet early, but obviously I'm not. I mean, I make the number 8.4. We're sitting at 8.5. The value's gone for me. Now, looking through all the numbers, look, power ranking again at 6.5 was Philly. It's nothing now. Philly takes out all the buckets, say grade out V2, D2, all the buckets. Now, the total's sitting at 46. I've got this, the BPG's got this graded out 27-17, Philly. So that's leaning to the under there by a couple of points. I do like the under here. So a couple of things to throw on that trend for you in the division. So if you look at, and this is, well, let's just say home. So any game in division, if you're the home team in the division, week 1, your ATS record is 12-7 since 2021. So the home teams in division, whether you're favorite or dog, makes no difference. You're hitting 63%. So really, you're just looking at taking the home team in this matchup. But the over-under in those same matchups since 2021, 6-13 to the under. That's with a total of 45.3, which is sitting right where we're at. And that's 3 points to the under, which is about where I got it projected to land. So I still think there is value there in the under, especially considering the fact that it's a terrible matchup for Dak. It's not a good matchup for the running game. So it's going to be tough. Points are going to be at a premium here to
Were those numbers you threw out, was that just between Dallas Philly? What were those
no,
numbers?
any division game in week 1.
Because division dogs are good at home.
Yeah, but any team since 2021, if you're just at home in week 1,
okay.
it's division game.
Home or favorite?
Home, no, just home, period. So all games since 2021.
Sorry, dog or favorite at home.
Yes.
Okay,
either one.
Yeah, got you now.
Now, any home team since 2012 is actually 36-31-1, 53.7%. So really, if you just bet the home teams since 2012 in week 1 in the division, dog or favorite, you're making money. Okay. Now, if you break that down, the home dogs are worth way fucking more. Right. In that same since 2012, if you're the home dog in division week 1, 18-4 ATS. That is 81.8%. So that's where this fucking money spot is the home and the dog in the division. Now, that doesn't mean you got to bet them, but you don't bet against the home dog in week 1 for the division. Definitely you just don't fucking do it. You don't do
Definitely
it.
not.
The home and division favorites is 2021, 6-5 ATS, so that's 54.5%. But another to the over under Longhorn, 2-9. That's with an average total of 45, and that's 5 points on average under that total. So
And that
we've
makes
seen
total like common sense too. And these were week one numbers, I'm
all
assuming.
week one numbers.
Yeah, so that makes total common sense, just in general, because number one, these players probably haven't played a whole lot in preseason. Defenses are always ahead of offenses this early in the season. So you got first game nerves. Like everything lines up to with what you're saying, with the numbers lines up on the field and common sense also.
Yep. So at this point, it's a pass. Well, I might be tempted to sprinkle some back on Dallas for sure if it gets to 9, because I mean I can easily middle that.
Yeah,
Um,
well, oh boy, hey, you got some balls on you if you do, because like, man,
well, I mean they could win by 7, and I win both ways.
oh, 100%. I can see the fiddle in the middle for sure, but like,
Yeah.
man, the vibes are so bad. Like Dallas needs a game. It could go good or bad during the game, and that's fine. But they need something to happen to change this off-season narratives and all the storylines. They need something on the field to happen to control their own narrative, if you will, because like right now it is all bad.
Yeah, and if they go lose by 10 in Philly, nobody's going to be shocked, but it's also, to your point, not going to set the right tone for the season. It's going to be kind of much more of the same going forward. So, it wouldn't shock me if I lose that bet even at the 6.5, but and I got to play my numbers, and my numbers are right on Vegas on both these teams. So I got to trust that, but it's football. Anything can fucking happen. But I had to go with that. It was too juicy of a I guess it's not even a middle, but too juicy of value at 6.5 not to just slam that in. So that's the reason why for that early bet.
Get ready for a long year, Cow's fans. Like, I mean, just brace yourself. I mean, are they braced? 30 years? I think they're pretty
I think they're
braced in, Bo
braced,
Stevens. They're pretty locked into this shit ride that they're on. So I don't think it's going to be too hard to imagine another shitty season.
especially when you just traded your best player. Mm.
Yeah,
All
well, they
right, moving
got.
on.
Remember, they
Go ahead.
got a defensive tackle that is just a pro. Well, like, we got a pro bowler. We got a
That's the reason why they made the whole deal, right?
Well, someone tell
He was the
Jerry he's a Pro
centerpiece.
Bowler like 5 fucking years ago, and that he has been grading out as not a good player for the last 3 years. Like, oh my God, it's just,
Nah, we don't care about all
yeah, I know. God bless you, Cowboys fans. God bless you.
that. All right, moving on to Friday night. It's Friday Night Lights, baby. Only game in the
Uh-oh.
NFL on Friday. Oh, it's those San Diego Superchargers. They're technically the home team here, even though they're far from home. They're hosting those Kansas City Chiefs in some weird South American country.
Sao Paulo.
Sao Paulo. This preseason line
He's
was.
a good NFL reporter. Sao
He is.
Paulo.
Yeah, Sao Paulo. He's awesome.
Yeah, he's good.
Kansas City open or preseason line was 2.5. It's sitting around 3 right now. Kansas City has still no. Chargers been taking all the money on this one. Now looking through the injury report for Kansas City, I know their wide receivers out. He was suspended. Rice,
Yeah, Rashid
and
Rice.
then but nothing else really for them. On the Chargers side, I'm looking. Slater, obviously we covered that. That's the biggest loss there by a
That's a
million
tough one, pal.
miles.
That's
a tough one. Other than that, I'm not really seeing anything unless you've got another
No.
name over there you wanted me to mention.
Now Najee Harris even got ruled eligible to play. Thank God, because what would the Chargers do without his?
What would they
3.5
do
years?
without Najee Harris?
Yeah, we got to have that.
All right, Longhorn, what do you got on this one? And
So,
this is
yeah.
a division neutral dog, which I pulled all the data on that. It's never happened in week one. We've never had one of these. So,
Oh,
new
really?
territory.
Well, to all the people in Sao Paulo, I say good day, mates. Certainly want to send our regards to wherever in the fuck you are during this game.
Nobody knows.
No,
Nobody knows.
I don't particularly trust. We've seen this game a lot. Not in Sao Paulo, obviously, but we've seen this game a lot between these two teams, and they seem to always be close. They seem to always come down to Herbert making a mistake in the second half that leads to Mahomes taking advantage and winning the game. Now, what you have
Just
to ask.
because he's the worst ATS quarterback in the second half in the history of the NFL doesn't
Oh
mean
my
he
God!
always makes
Like,
a
come
mistake.
on! Like, look, I'm a big Herbert fan. Always was, even when he came out. But at some point, it's up to him and Jim Harbaugh to change this narrative. It's not up to me. Look, it is what it is. Like, until I see it change, I'm gonna expect more of the same here. Now, the question you have to ask yourself is the +3 enough for you to feel comfortable to make this bet? Because when I'm stacking rosters against each other, I kind of love the +3 with the Chargers. Just roster v roster, but I can't get out of my mind what I've seen over and over in this game, which is Herbert, costing them. So like, and that the 3 is important, 3.5 is important, and 4 is important. These are like the key numbers. At 3.5, it's a no-brainer. I'm firing. Certainly at 4, it's a no-brainer. At 3, I think you can get motherfucked here. Like it could be a 20-17 Chargers are winning, got the ball with 8 minutes left, and Herbert sticks his head right up his fucking ass, throws an interception. Mahomes goes down, drains the clock, scores a touchdown, 24-20. You lose everything. So like, just I've seen that so many times that I'm not interested in doing it. It's not one of my main plays. This is kind of just sit and wait. If it gets to 3.5 though, I'm probably interested. What do you got, Bocephus?
So the market right now, the juice is leaning towards a 3, but in other words, getting actually closer to the 3.5. But if you look at the money splits, it's been all Chargers. Now it's come down from it was a monster Charger split before. That's cooled off some, so that does explain at least a little bit of the lean there. But just looking through the numbers on this one, I mean, Vegas makes this game. If you look at their power ratings for this team, they make it 4 on a neutral. Now I've got it graded a little bit differently because my power rating is just lower on Kansas City. So again, it's one of those teams that I'm gonna have to kind of sit back and wait on. I've got the Chargers on the power ranking agreement here. I've got the Chargers winning the buckets currently. Kansas City does great out for the V2, but Chargers got the D2. Another game that I don't mind the under in, total 46. The BPG makes this 21-20 Kansas City. So very tight game.
I do like the under.
Yeah, I don't mind the under here at all, but neither one of these quarterbacks grade out well against the system. The Chargers running game, as it was constituted at least last year, what they're trying to do versus what Kansas City will do on defense, doesn't grade out the best. Kansas City does have a slight advantage there with their running game versus the Chargers running scheme. But again, I've got it a 1-point game, basically Kansas City winning. So total coin flip for me, pretty much a stay away. I don't like the under here, but that's about the only way I would touch it, and I'm probably not touching it any which way. So I don't know. These early, we've seen these early international games just get wonky on us sometimes too. So it's another thing that you never know how the team's going to handle the travel.
Well, last year in this same stadium, I don't think it wasn't week 1. Obviously, they had major, or was it week 1? I don't know. Maybe it was week 2.
Yeah, it was Philadelphia and somebody
in Green Bay. Yeah,
Green Bay.
Major field issues. The field was sloppy as fuck. Apparently, they overwatered. So, like, again, these factors, these aren't at home. These aren't regulated by NFL, people that can see it. So you never know what you're going to get. That's why it's a little tricky on these wherever Sao Paulo is. I don't know if it's overseas. I don't know if it's south of the equator.
Antarctica, I think he's from Philly.
I really don't know.
I think he's from Philly. So they're playing the game in Philly. I'm pretty confident in that.
They went to South Philly?
They went to Sao Paulo, Philly is where they went. All right, let's move on to Sunday. First game I got up on my rotation here is, the best game of the week. Clearly, these Arizona Fighting Midgets go to the New Orleans Saints. My God, how's this not, just center of your screen Sunday, of course. And this is the center of the noon slate. This one opened up at Arizona -6. Preseason line, it's at 6.5 now. Every time it starts to get towards 7, it kind of gets banged back down. So it looks like it's hitting its head on the market at the 6th spot. Injuries on this one. Let's see. You got anything that concerns you over there while I'm looking?
The only thing I'm concerned about is you keep picking these games that I have no action on. So let's bang through. I mean, if you hadn't said Arizona versus New Orleans, would anybody know that they played? Like, has anybody ever known this is a real game that's happening in week one? I don't think so. This is a fucking terrible game. But go ahead.
Yeah, no, I don't see anything of really. I mean, I don't see anything of interest in Arizona, and who gives a shit who's playing for New Orleans? They all suck anyway.
Yeah, like they I don't know about injuries, but they announced. I mean, we're week one, so the injuries should be very minimal for all these teams. But they announced Spencer Rattler as their starter, and he won the job over the great Tyler. I fucking suck shucks. So like, I mean, this whole season is so fucked for New Orleans. Now, with that said, I don't necessarily hate the overall roster for New Orleans, and I am high on. I've got our, by the way, both of us, for our listeners. I've got a whole whiteboard filled with our season predictions, the over unders, like for both of us. So I'll know,
Nice.
like, as we go through the year, I'll know, like, well, you're high on this team, and that doesn't, now these are season long predictions, so that doesn't necessarily matter week by week. However, in week one, you've got nothing else to go off. Like, we're going off, like, there's no data, so we got to go off kind of like how we feel about these teams going into the
Take
year.
that for data.
Take that for data. But I am not interested in fucking talking about betting this game at all. Although I will say, if this gets to 7, I'm sorry. Who the fuck? Like, I'm high on Arizona, but I'm willing to raise my hand and say, who the fuck are they to be 7-point favorites on the road in week one? So you get to 7, and my antennas go up, and maybe I'm interested in biting that bullet and just watching, New Orleans fuck me in the ass, or something at the end of the game. But would I be surprised at all if we're sitting in the third quarter, halfway through the third quarter in this game, and it's 13-6, 13-9, both teams are just puttering, and nothing's getting going, and like, you're sweat. No matter who you're on, you're gonna be sweating on this win either way. So I've got no, like, if I could take out any game on this entire slate, and like, I don't have to talk about it, I don't have to bet on it, it would be this game, Osiva. So it's a hard pass for me.
Yeah, pass for me too. I make the game 6. Vegas makes the game 6 also. So six
So
and
if
a
it gets to
half.
7, it's you have to, like, if you're forced, it's a definite autoplay on New Orleans for sure.
Yeah, I mean the power ranking grade already grades up for New Orleans on a rare agreement on week one. But the bucket grade is Arizona. Now the V2 and D2 are all on New Orleans, so that is something.
It's their roster's not, they're only going to win 4-6 games because their overrunners right at 5. So let's just call it 4-6. They're not a 4-6 win roster. They're just a 4-6 win quarterback situation, which, as we know, is the most important.
Yeah, total sitting at 42 and a half. The BPG makes this game Arizona 25, New Orleans 18. So that would cover even the 6.5, but that's right on the total. So I got no interest there. Not a great matchup for either quarterback, obviously. And then the running game, slight advantage for New Orleans on their running game, at least as it was constructed last year. We'll see if that still holds true. And then it's basically it's flat for Arizona. This Arizona should be able to get every bit of production that they deserve in this game, and New Orleans will probably not get the production that they got last year. So that right there, it's 6. It'd be a push for me. 6.5. Still can't play New Orleans. If we got the 7, I'd think about it. With my own money, I would never make the clients bet this game. Not
So
week one anyway.
I'm real interested in watching this game. Like, I just poo pooed all over this game. Now let me tell you, like, when I do happen to glance at it, what I'll be watching is, and we talked about
I
it in
glanced at it.
I can't wait to see the 4 first round offensive linemen that will be starting for New Orleans Saints, and the only other player on the offensive line is our second round center, who's their best offensive lineman. So I can't wait to see that particular in the trenches matchup against a defense for Arizona that I've talked up. They put a lot of investments over there in the draft and free agency. So I'll be looking at those trenches heavily, because not only because I want to see that, but because if I have to watch Spencer Rattler throw the ball, I might shoot myself in the forehead. So for both of those reasons, I'll be watching the trenches.
All right. We're going to move on, but one thing I did want to try to bring it into the podcast this year. So I didn't sign up for the Super Contest in Vegas for the NFL this year, but I do have my online one. And just to bring it in, just for, I guess, just talking points, but looking at, so the way the one online works that I'm in is you pick the spread, you can lock it in wherever that you want. So like right now I've got
It's a changing lines one.
right, but you get it whatever you locked it in. So I got Philly locked in at -6.5. This next game we're gonna move on to Jacksonville, my Jaguars hosting those Carolina Panthers. Now this one I actually locked in Jacksonville -2.5. They're sitting at 3.5 now. At most books it looks like. So now preseason this was at 3. So it took Carolina money early to dip to that 2.5. But now it's back up and then some to the 3.5. A little bit of juice on 3.5. So maybe 3.25, somewhere around in there. Now looking through the injuries on this one, Longhorn, I did want to get your take on a couple of these Panthers. So you've got, I know you know this roster pretty well. You know all the rosters really well, but
Who's hurt?
Iquanu, he's listenable as doubtful, the tackle.
No, that ain't good.
Robert Hunt is a guard, questionable. I don't know if he plays.
Well, questionable. They're playing.
Damian Lewis, another guard, questionable.
He's playing.
So, and then a bunch of guys I've never heard of, include Jonathan Brooks.
That's not good. Iquanu is their left tackle. They need him out there.
Yeah, he had an appendectomy, so did not participate in today's practice. So doubtful's probably a good designation
Tell me
for
you're
him.
Carolina without telling me you're Carolina. You're right before week one of your best offensive linemen, appendectomy. Yeah, that's
appendectomy. Yep. All right.
Well, now
you can tell
you can tell we don't plan this lineup because once again, Bo Stevens has picked. He's 4 for 4 on games that just I have no hard action on. As far as this game goes, again, not a play for me. 4 in a row. I would lean to the 3.5. Don't like the fact that they're missing their left tackle because if Jacksonville does have one thing on defense, it's pass rushers. So that's troublesome to say the least that their left tackle is out. Now I will say this: Jacksonville is the preseason darling of the Sharps. I don't get it. Looking at my board, we're both down on Jacksonville. I'm extremely high on Carolina, way higher than most. So with that said, it's to be consistent, I should be on the 3.5. And I would be, it just gun to head. If I was forced to bet this game, I'd be on the 3.5. And let's just leave it at that because there's just so many unknowns. New coach for Jacksonville. We don't know how that's going to play out. Liam Cohen, we don't know how that's going to work here with Trevor Lawrence and this offense. Rookie receiver Travis Hunter is going to be the starting receiver opposite Brian Thomas. We think it's going to be good, and obviously that's why the Sharps are all over this because they're waiting that offensive surge for Jacksonville as the thing that's going to carry them because there's zero chance they look at this fucking defense and think that that's a 8-9 win type team. So it's definitely the uptick of Liam Cohen and that offense getting them to where they think the Sharps are going to be. I'm not sold on it. And again, I'm super high on Carolina. I'm probably out on a limb further than most people on that. So with that said, I would take Carolina plus 3.5, but I'm not interested in betting this right now. So this is another wait and see game for me.
Yeah. Like I said, I put Jacksonville in the online contest at 2.5 just because that was good enough value. I thought it was going to come back the other way, and it has. And if it didn't, I could always change it. So I wasn't risking anything there. You can change it all the way up to kickoff just for full transparency. So it's really just a numbers grab. Now the Buckets do grade out for Jacksonville to no call by my power ratings. However, Vegas makes this Jacksonville -2 on a neutral. So you give them 2 for home field. You're getting a little value there.
Do they get 2? This feels like more of a 1.5.
Yeah, well, it's the first game, so everybody gets a little juice. But the BPG grades is 21-21, so obviously it's going to come down to a tie. Total's at 46, so obviously I'm leaning under there by the numbers. A lot of unders week 1. Home quarterback matchup, it's not bad, it's not great, it's just flat. Now, Jacksonville does get a little bit of boost on the running game, or at least they should. But biggest upgrade on this game is actually going to be for the away quarterback. He's gaining a point and a half for the BPG. So if he has a good game, then they have a chance to pull this upset off. If he doesn't, then they lose all the advantage that they had, at least according to my system. So again, it was a numbers grab on the online contest. I have no interest in this in actual live money, especially at the 3.5. There's no way I would support Jacksonville with that. My power
So
rankings.
I'm looking at PFF starting lineup for Carolina Panthers, and along the same lines of most people with Carolina, they're just reading this offense wrong. The three receivers, like I always toggle to three receiver sets and nickel defense, just because that's like 75% of the league these days. That they're always in three receiver set and nickel defense. There are three starting receivers that they have listed for Carolina. Bocephus are Ted McMillan, the rookie, Xavier Legette, a very poor rookie season, second year receiver out of South Carolina, and the third one is Renfro, who they just signed off the street, got cut by.
They're down in Renfro, baby.
Was he with the Raiders? Wherever he was, he got cut.
No, he got signed by somebody. And they thought he was going to make the team, and then he didn't.
Yeah, well, now he's starting, according to PFF, and this is just wrong because Coker is going to be a stud receiver. I'm not going to say star because I don't want to go too crazy, but their guy Coker is going to be their best receiver.
Well, they did announce that he was going to be in the starting lineup.
I don't know why PFF is slow to this. A lot of people are slow to this, but Coker's going to be a stud for them. If McMillan can be
No, I'm saying Carolina announced
that Coker's going to be.
No, that Renfro was like wide receiver 3.
Well, then Coker's starting over Legette because I don't know what to tell you. You can't not have Coker on this field. He's day one going to be their best receiver, and it's just malpractice to not have him. I'm just going to say that it's malpractice.
Well, I mean, not that Carolina would do anything malpractice wise football. I mean, my God, the glowing example of how to run an organization that the Carolina Panthers are, I can't imagine that they would ever.
Well, sir, you say that, but they've been to 2 Super Bowls since Dallas has been to any. So, what does that say about the Cowboys? I don't know what to tell you.
All right, let's move on to here's a division matchup I think Longhorn might like.
Here we go.
It's those Cleveland Browns hosting. His Joey Cincinnati Bengals. Now, preseason line on this was 5.5. It got up to 6.5 at one point, and then now it is sitting mostly at 5. A couple of 5.5 sprinkled in. So money coming back in on the Brownies. Longhorn. What do you like about this matchup?
Yeah, and apologies to our online and visual you watchers because you're not going to have this drop just yet. We're going to fix that in the weeks to come. But this is, Bocephus, get ready for it, the Big Dick Pick of the Week. All right, so let me explain this since it's week 1. It's the first time listeners, don't know anything about this. When I pick the Big Dick Pick of the Week or the Danger Zone, which is coming up, or I hit any sounders, it is me saying that the underdog is going to have a chance to win this game. When it's a big dick pick, it has to be a underdog of over 3 points that I'm picking to win this game. Now, for clerical reasons, Bocephus, I want this year, I want 2 units on the +5, and I want 1 unit on the money line. So if you're following at home, that's how you, because like if they cover and I don't get the win, I should still get credit for this pick. It is the way I look at that. So, but you touched on it earlier. Week 1 home dogs, division dogs. I don't remember what
81%, baby.
Yeah, and I've got 23-7 since 2010, so I'm not the math guy, but it's really fucking good. This is the spot you want to be in. And Burrow has a shaky offensive line, and Myles Garrett is the best pass rusher, game wrecker in the league. So there's been a lot of talk in this offseason about, we're going to play our players in the preseason. We're not going to have this slow start to start the year for Cincinnati. Look, until you prove it, you're a bad starting team. I don't like the head coach for Cincinnati. I don't think he knows what he's doing. I hate the organization for Cincinnati. Like, none of them know what they're doing. Hendrickson is going to be rusty. He hasn't practiced all offseason. I don't care that they scored some touchdowns in the preseason against mostly backups. This is week one. This is when it matters. And until you prove, I'm going to assume you're a bad starting team like you always are. And I'm getting 5 points at home in a division game. I'm all over that. Bo Cephas, there is no bigger. And I promise you, this is going to get cut out. And all the Cincinnati Bengals fans are going to get all fucking pissy and they're going to cry in the comments. It ain't the Cincinnati Bengals. This is Cincinnati babies when you're talking about the fan base. Like, they will come at you so hard. They act like they're they act like they have this Super Bowl tradition. I swear to God, when you say anything bad about the Cincinnati babies, they come at you in the comments and they just get all. So cut this, save this, because Cleveland and the Dog Pound is winning week one. And they're beating your ass, Cincinnati. It's going to be another. Why can't we stop? What is it this time? Why can't we start hot? This just you're Cincy. You start bad because you're not a good franchise.
That is the gist of it. So I've got you down for plus 200 on the money line, 1 unit,
Ooh,
2 units on plus 5.
So
sweep that, baby boy. That's 4 units.
That's a 4-unit banger.
4 units to sweep this one. All right, I am rooting for you. My numbers definitely support you. The power rank grade is on Cincy, but it's split. The buckets are no call since the market has shifted. V2 Cincy, of course, but D2 Cleveland. 46 is the total. I've got this a healthy over, believe it or not.
Really?
So I've got this game graded Cincy 25, Cleveland 24. Now, Burrow obviously.
That, but if it's a high score game, I don't like that.
Well, the big lift that Cleveland's getting here, that Cleveland's getting here, is from the fact that Flacco is going to be fucking starting against Cincy. He's done very well, so he gets a pretty good push in this system.
Defense? Who does?
And then that's true. Now the thing that worries me about it is Cleveland's running game, even against this shitty defense, doesn't. I mean, it grades out fine. They should get what they should get, but there's no like advantage there. Now, obviously, with Burrow, he's going to have an advantage here over this team. He does pretty well against Cleveland. But overall, like you said, week one division dog. I like this pick by you a lot. There's no way I would ever again bet Cincinnati in any fucking form or fashion in week one for the rest of my goddamn life after what they did to me last year in week one, you motherfuckers. So, yeah, it is definitely Cleveland or fucking wouldn't mind the over, actually. I expect a little bit of fireworks in this one. Even though the trend says under in these week one division matchups, this might be one that breaks that a little bit just because, god damn, the Cincinnati defense is so fucking bad. So fucking bad.
2 players to keep an eye on for Cleveland that, might not be household names right now, but as the season goes and maybe even in this game, you're gonna be like, oh shit, that dude's a player. Dylan Sampson, running back out of Tennessee, he's going to get a lot of burn sharing that backfield with Jerome Ford. And your boy, Harold Fannin Jr., expect a lot of 2 tight end sets from Cleveland. And the way they've been using him in the camp.
Flacco loves a good fucking tight end, too.
And that's what I love, is because Njoku is a great tight end, period. And Fannin has such flexibility. Think of him more as like an H-back. You can move him all over the field. When he gets the ball in his hand, he's all knees and elbows. Like, these 2 players, Sampson and Fannin Jr., expect them to make plays on Sunday. Can't wait.
Want to talk to Sampson? All right, let's move on to a game that I like. It's those New England Patriots hosting our Las Vegas Raiders. Now, preseason line on this was New England -3. It is down to 2.5. Look, all my picks that I put up for the clients are all the numbers are burnt pretty much. So I'm just going to say I put the Raiders out +3. It's down to 2.5. Now there's still some money leaning to New England here as far as in the marketplace. Let's see where the split's at. I believe it's still Las Vegas. Yeah, the money's still coming in though in Las Vegas. I don't know that we get back to that 3. So again, it pays. Oh, here's the other thing too. For the new Patreon sign-up people, if you sign up after, and this is just a PSA for everyone, if you sign up after the picks are posted, you will not get a notification for any picks that are already posted. You have to go to the Patreon and look for the picks. Now, my particular card started posting on May 12th. So you got to scroll back a little ways to find this week 1 because I posted the Eagles back on May 12th. So, but they're all up there, but you're not going to get a notification. Now, if I added anything to my card, you will get a notification, but you'll get the notification for the whole card at that time. So again, if you're signing up right now, you got to go to the Patreon, scroll through, and anything that any of us have posted that's supposed to be live for college, week 2, Longhorns NFL, my NFL, TK's player props, you're not going to get a notification now because we've already posted. Now, again, anything we add to the card, you will get a notification on at that time.
And it'll have the full slate.
It'll have the full slate, but you're going to miss these picks if you don't go back and look at them. So, but I just want to put that out there now on this game. So, Longhorn, what do you got on this game?
So it's not 3 right now. It's 2.5.
It's 2.5. Yep.
Oof. Well, I don't have a lot on this game other than if it's at 3. Give me some Vegas, but I don't feel great about that. Veteran coach plus veteran quarterback. To me, that's better than the veteran coach for New England plus an unknown quarterback for Drake May. Drake May showed some positive signs last year. There's no doubt, but he showed a lot of fucking bad signs last year too. So we can't just anoint him going into year 2. You know,
he was your typical rookie quarterback. It's,
for sure,
a typical rookie quarterback that you'd think, hey, maybe. Not a typical rookie quarterback like, God damn, that was bad.
Yeah, but I'm looking at the board, and both of us are on the under for New England, and both of us like the Geno Smith edition and the Pete Carroll edition for Vegas. Now, as far as this game, you were bringing up Patreon, so I do have a pick on my Patreon page for Longhorns premium picks, and I'll go ahead and this is like a bonus because I'm feeling generous. I'll go ahead and give out one of my premium picks right here in midstream. I'm on the first half under in this game. It's 21.5. You got to get it at 21.5. Don't let it dip down to 21. Certainly don't let it dip down to 20.5, which it probably will by kickoff. These, again, new coach, new quarterback for Vegas, and not exactly the most high scoring type offense. And the strength for New England is going to be their defense. On the other side, New England, second-year quarterback, two new starting offensive linemen that are unknowns. Just everything, and again, week 1, everything points up to let's start this game slow. You got 2 old school coaches who are going to rely on the running game. They're not going to take any big chances to bury themselves early in this game. They're going to feel their way into this game. I love the first half under 21.5. It's one of my favorite plays that I put out. So again, go to the Patreon page and sign up for the full slate if you want to. But that's really the only thing I have on this game. The full game, yeah, at 3, force bet I would take the 3. But other than that, it's nothing full game for me.
I'm gonna get to see where the total is live.
What's that?
I said okay. So totals ticked up to 44. Okay. Sorry, I had it down. So the total ticked up on this one. It was at 42. It's at 44 now, so I was making that adjustment.
Okay.
This is simply a numbers play for me. If you look at the way I've got this power rated, I've got Vegas 3 points better than New England on a neutral. Vegas has Vegas 2 points better than New England on a neutral. I'm getting 3 points with the better team on a neutral field. I'll take that all day. Like you said, veteran quarterback going across the country. Not a problem for him in this start. It's not a problem for Pete Carroll. We got the rookie Ashton Genty coming in. Buckets, it's all Vegas, V2, D2, everything. Everything's Vegas. Vegas, Vegas, Vegas. I'm through all the numbers. The quarterback matchup is not great for either team, but you still grade out higher Geno. Now, the run quality system, I can't really grade Genty on that. So, but even grading out what Las Vegas did last year in the running game, which was fucking putrid, I still have this graded through the BPG, Las Vegas 22, which would go a long way to go into your under the 21.5 in the first half. So, because it's slightly under for the whole game. So, I like that play too. But yeah, this is Vegas all the way for me. Again, this early in the season, some of these teams you feel better on than others. Just trust in your numbers. These are 2 teams I feel that I'm pretty rock solid on with Vegas. I'm going to trust my numbers here. I'm going with the Raiders to get this outright win and bring home the bacon for Daddy.
I don't hate that, and I flirted with that being the sounder, but
I couldn't believe you didn't pull that one out.
I know I thought about it, but I want to see like this is a lot of changes for Vegas here, so let me just ease into Vegas a little bit first.
All right, let's move on to those Indianapolis Colts hosting those
Uh,
Miami
do
Dolphins.
we have to?
Yes, we do.
Well, we do
Why?
every game,
Why is
so
my
yes, we
numbers
do.
all fucked up on this? Let's see. So preseason line on this was Miami -1, but then it went all Colts. And this is another premium pick of mine that's already burnt. I think I put Miami out at what I have them at +2. They are sitting currently. Where's this stupid game at?
How's it burnt?
It's a pick 'em right
Yeah.
now.
What do you mean it's burnt? You
Well,
got
because
CLB?
you're not gonna get the +2.
Oh, you mean for clients? Well, hey,
Yeah,
listen, clients. Don't wait till week one. Get your ass in there, sign up early, and go out there and get that and find that fucking
find
dog.
that
Okay,
fucking dog.
that's what you got to do.
Yeah, so Bovada, it's all the way back to Dolphins -1. But again, its official world opener was Colts -2.5. The preseason look ahead, like I said, was Miami -1. It's a pick 'em across the board. -1 at Nevada or Bovada, sorry, and then pretty much Westgate Circuit. The big dogs in Vegas got it all at a pick 'em with no juice on either. Well, the flat juice on both sides. So, Longhorn, do you like on this one?
Yeah, this one is I hate. I'm looking at the board. I don't like either one of these teams. I'm down on Miami this year, big time. I'm down on Indy this year, big time. I think I got Indy finishing last in this division. So I've got two teams that I'm down on playing each other. But what made this decision easy for me, and I'm gonna be leaning towards Miami. Two things. Number one, the weakness for Miami, and we talked about it all offseason. So if you're a regular listener, you've already heard this. But if you're new, the weakness for Miami is obviously the secondary. This might be the worst secondary in football. But I talked about it in the offseason that this is going to be a fantastic case study to see the chicken or the egg. Does the pass rush make the secondary, or does the secondary, help the pass rush? Because the pass rush for Miami is their strength on defense, and the secondary is their weakness. Now, here's the problem: can Danny Dimes take advantage of a bad secondary? I think not, based on, I don't know, the 6 years that we've been watching this guy play football. So what you have is, and not to mention, he's terrible when you rush him. He's supposed to be this smart guy from Duke. He's got all these intangibles. He can run the ball. He can move. He fucking sucks. I'm glad I can finally quit him. I'm broke. I got off Brokeback Mountain. I don't have to love him anymore. He's not my guy. He
I'm not
sucks.
gay no more.
They're gonna come out. They're gonna throw so much at him, and he's gonna be so flustered, and he's not gonna be able to take advantage of the bad secondary for Miami. So that's one reason I'm leaning towards Miami. The other one, Indy is unbettable in Week One. Both teams. They're on a 2-14 run in Week One.
Is that bad
And
though?
goddamn 14, and that's with multiple different quarterbacks, like coaches, quarterbacks, all of it. So yeah, I hate Miami, but I have to lean that way in this game. You cannot take Indy, in my opinion.
Yep, I'm 100% with you on everything you said. I don't like either one of these teams. We're both down on both these teams. But if you just grade it out, man, it's all the buckets are Miami. V2, D2. Everything is fucking Miami. If you look at it power rating wise, I mean, I've got Miami, the better team. Vegas has them, the better team. I mean, again, so I'm getting the better team on the road, and I don't even have to lay points. And when I put it out, we were getting 2 points. So, but even at this point, at a pick 'em, you still don't have to lay anything, and you're getting the better team. Now, it's not a big grade. I've got Miami. I got Miami winning this game 24-22. So I'm not expecting an ass whooping or anything here, but that's mostly because Miami's running game does not grade out great against this Indy defense, and Tua just grades out flat versus this Indy defense. So not expecting a lot of fireworks. Totals at 47. I've got it at 46. That's not really worth a bet. So, but yeah, I like Miami plus the 2. The pick 'em, I mean, sure, Miami wins. If I'm going to bet them +2, I'll bet them to win. So yeah, I'll begrudgingly take Miami here. But I
Miami's
did.
gonna the reason we don't like Miami, among other reasons, is they're going to get hurt. These injuries are going to start setting in. Tua, Hill, Waddle, all their skill play, and already A Chain is dealing with injuries. Like they get hurt, and that's what affects their long term success. But they're all healthy right now. I mean, A Chain, we'll
They're
see about
healthy
him,
and they're playing on turf in Indy.
and
So
in no weather factor. So yeah, this is a slam dunk Miami. Which what could go wrong when
what
you got a when you got a
what
slam dunk on Miami? What could go wrong?
what could possibly go wrong? All right, let's move on to another divisional matchup. Oh, it's those Washington Redskins hosting those New York Football Giants. Now, preseason line on this was Washington -6.5. I don't think I ever saw it tick to 7. Maybe some people did, but I did not see that. It's hovering at 6 right now. 5.5 at Bovada with heavy juice to the 5.5. So I think 6 is a fair number to grade this one at Longhorn. So what do you got on the Giants and Redskins?
Well, this now we're getting some good action because both Stevens, this is the Danger Zone game of the week. All right, so for audio or video listeners, we're gonna obviously next week we'll plug in the Danger Zone thing. So just pretend like you're hearing the Tom Cruise fucking. I wish Goose come back, Goose. I don't want you to not like it. Pretend all that music is playing right now because when I hit the Danger Zone, this, and I want 2 units on the +6, both Stevens. So put me down for 2 units on the +6, nothing on the money line. Although when I hit Danger Zone, this is a game that's very, very possible that the underdog could steal this win. Pass rush for the Giants could be, uh, when they get bad later in the season, I'm not going to like this team as nearly as much as I like them probably right now, especially against a questionable offensive line like the Redskins have. But that's what we have here. Plus, we have the division dog thing. Everything points to that. And on top of that, well, I don't want to stick on that too much because we know I'm a big Jaden Daniels fan, and I think this kid has something special. So I don't want to poo-poo. I'm not poo-pooing on him. I'm poo-pooing on this organization
No
with the
poo poo.
Redskins. They just signed Scary Terry. Not that I think that's going to be a big deal because I think that guy's a pro. He's going to be able to step in and be professional. So I'm not 100% worried about that. But a pass rush, a true great pass rush we've seen through the years can absolutely make a quarterback look mortal. It can make the greatest quarterbacks look like they don't have a fucking clue. We've seen it even from Tom Brady in Super Bowls from this Giants team who in their heyday had this type of pass rush. So between Dexter Lawrence, Abdul Carter, Kayvon Thibodeau, and Brian Burns, if it gets to third and over 5, they're pinning their ears back, and the only thing that's going to be able to save them is Jaden Daniels using his legs and making some shit happen, which could definitely happen and could absolutely fuck the Giants, and they won't be able to catch up if they fall behind. But I don't think they're going to fall behind. And the last factor, and I'll throw it to you, Dan Quinn, in 7 years of Week 1 games, is 1-6 as a coach. So I don't. Is that a short sample?
You're telling me there's a chance.
Is that short sample randomness, or is there something there of where he's not necessarily get the troops ready right off the bat? I don't know, but I like the fact that I've got 1-6 on my side when I'm taking a +6 from Giants in a division game. So I'm heavy on Giants.
All right, so division dogs on the road since 2021. 5-6 ATS, 5-6 straight up. So if you're gonna bet them, I guess might as well just bet them win. You got the same percentage there. 2-9 to the under there, which definitely flies in the face of what my numbers say here. But
what is this over under?
46 is what I had it listed at. I have to look it back up to see what it is live. Let's see.
They seem to always play just ugly, nasty games when these two teams meet.
Yeah, which is why, and it's basically still 46, 45.5. You can tell that the market's thinking the same thing. I didn't bet this over because of that, because exactly what you just said. That's generally the way these games go. So now, if you look at the grade right now, V2 Washington, D2 Giants, it's a very split on the power rankings. I've got it graded out. Washington 27, Giants 22. So that does cover the 6. A little bit of advantage for Jaden Daniels versus this defense. But the thing that would carry the Redskins to the victory, maybe not the cover, but at least the victory. They should match up pretty well, their running system versus what the Giants do on defense. So that's where they have their big advantage there. And then obviously the quarterback is what it is with Russell Wilson. I mean, he's a professional. He's not going to be anything great. He's a little bit of a downtick in this matchup in particular. But again, I'm not going to bet against a division dog in week one. So this is one of those ones that it would have to be Giants or pass for me. Even though the numbers say over, I don't believe in that right now. I think more of a, like you said, slugfest coming down to it. Maybe Washington wins by a field goal in the end. That seems to be right to me. So
Yeah.
again, it would be Giants or pass for me here, just because I'm not going to go against. Well, I mean, my numbers say that it should be Giants, but again, it could go wonky that way if Russell's really, really bad. But what is the Washington defense show that they're going to make anybody look that bad? Not really nothing. I mean, so
No.
I agree. It's got to be Giants or pass.
All right.
All right, moving on to those New York Jets, hosting those
No.
Pittsburgh Steelers. Woo! Aaron coming back home to his home away from home, where he was home for about 5 minutes.
Oh.
Now this preseason line was 3. I see it dipping down now in a couple of places to 2.5. Westgate's got 2.5 heavily juiced, still 3 at Circa, but even money. So the money is starting to trickle in on these Jets. We got some believers on that side of the ball, Longhorn. What do you got on this game?
Well, not a lot, other than the fact that if you're telling me Mike Tomlin is on the road as a favorite, I want no part. And I mean no fucking part of Mike Tomlin favorite on the road and these Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, at 3, yeah, you put a gun to my head. I'm taking the Jets. And remember, it's JETS. Place your bets against everything they do. However, in this game, I'm not laying 3 with Pittsburgh for anything. In this game, first 1 to 10 wins, 10 points might win this fucking game. This could easily be a 10-9 game. I love the under in this game. It's going to be sloppy, nasty, disgusting. I think the X factor is going to be Fields. If the Jets win and not only cover the 3 but win the game, it's going to be Justin Fields winning this game with his legs, and that's been the talk of camp of that this coaching staff wants to unleash his legs and use it more than what instead of like maybe forcing him to be the passer that these teams have wanted him to be because he can't. Is they're going to unleash his legs a little bit more now. Will that work long term? Probably not because he's going to get hurt. But they're going to need that if they're going to win this game. But again, I've got no interest in playing this game. Force pick on Jets +3, but I'm out other than that.
Yeah, I didn't have any interest in here either, just because I don't. This is 2 teams I don't trust my numbers on, and obviously the market doesn't trust Vegas either, because Vegas makes this game 6. So they don't trust their numbers. The market don't trust their numbers. I make it 4. I don't have a lot of faith in that either, if I'm being honest. Now it all grades out to Pittsburgh. The bucket's the V2. Now the D2 is a no call. Over/under 38.5 is where I listed earlier. I've got it graded out Pittsburgh 23-17 through the BPG, so that would be an easy cover for Pittsburgh. That seems right to me, but I don't, for whatever reason, when I was just going through everything, it was like it didn't stick out to something I just had to slam in. And again, the total is still 38.5 and taking money to the under. So that's another telltale sign for me that my numbers are probably a little off on both these teams, because I've got it set at 40 points. The market is disagreeing with that. It's obviously disagreed with the fact that I've got Pittsburgh 4 points better on a neutral, which should, line up basically to Pittsburgh -2 here. So really, I'm showing a little value to the Jets there, barely. Vegas is not showing any value to the Jets at all, but the marketplace obviously disagrees with them. So I'm closer to the marketplace than Vegas is on this one. But I still don't have a lot of faith in it at this point in the season, so I got nothing on this game.
Yeah, and remember when I said tell me you're Carolina without telling me you're Carolina because their fucking tackle get appendectomy right before week 1. The Jets, same thing. Vera Tucker, one of their best offensive linemen, he's hurt. He got hurt in like practice or some bullshit. He's not playing. So like one of their possible strengths was how they kind of rebuilt this offensive line through the draft the last couple of years and free agency. Well, yeah, it's already taken fucking. Yeah. Tell me you're
It's
the
not.
Jets. Tell me you're the Jets.
It's not like they're playing T.J. Watt or something. Oh
Yeah,
wait, that's that.
or Cam Haywood or Highsmith. Oh, well, the rookie Harmon got hurt, but yeah, this is fucking
That
not when you want to lose your offensive lineman.
again. That I'm so confused on why the market is coming in on the Jets. Like it's got to be. It just has to be all just sliding Aaron Rodgers. It just has to be, or maybe the Fields thing's got legs and no pun intended. And that's what's taken. I don't know, man. It's a very confusing game to me, and I don't like, especially week one. I'm not going to bet on anything I'm completely confused by, which I am on this one. Like I said,
Yeah.
it's right about where my power ranking says the game should be. There's no value there anyway, but man, it's not what Vegas is saying. But the marketplace is totally in the opposite direction.
Well, it doesn't really matter because no one's going to see this game because this is the Hello Corner TV game. Will it even make the corner, Bo Stevens? If it's not in the corner, it's going to be off in the ether somewhere where nobody ever sees it. You check the box score, you're like, oh, 13-9. That's kind of how I thought that game was going to go. Either way.
Yep. All right, let's move on to another divisional matchup here. This one's been frustrating for me because I've been waiting on a number. I don't think it's coming, but it's those hot Atlanta Falcons hosting those Tampa Bakers. Now, the preseason line on this was Tampa minus 2.5. It's down to Tampa minus 2. I thought it was going to go the other way. I've been waiting on the 3. I don't know that the 3 is coming. I don't know that it is. But Longhorn, what do you got on this one?
You are not getting a 3 server. What you are getting is the fucking sounder. So hit that sounder. We're going with those hot Atlanta Falcons. I don't need the 3 to make this pick. I'll just take the 2, 2.5, whatever it is. But obviously, when I hit the sounder, how do I want to do this one, Bo Sivas? If I hit the sound, you know what? I want 1 unit on just the money line. I'm not doing line because like you said, it's only 2, 2.5. I'd have to have the 3 to go that. So just 1 unit on money line, which is sitting at what do we got here?
I'll pull that up momentarily.
Okay.
Why do you like Atlanta here?
I like Atlanta because first of all, it's a division dog, home dog. That repeating theme, no doubt. Both teams are missing their offensive tackles, their star offensive tackles, so yeah, no real advantage there. But Tampa Bay is dealing with more injuries than Atlanta right now. They obviously Wirfs is out, McMillan is out, their wide receiver. Uh, Godwin is still out; he's not back from injury. So really, that they drafted Ibuka to add to this unit. They need him to step in and be like a main part of this unit right off the bat, and he definitely can because we really like that player a lot. Um, but that's asking a lot week one, for a rookie wide receiver on the road. Other than that, I think these teams split. I think that Tampa and Atlanta split in their yearly series. I think so. So give me Atlanta at home to steal this one, and of course Tampa to win their game at home against Atlanta later in the year. Um, and you're getting 2.5 points, of protection, but I like them to go ahead and win this game.
Plus 110 on the money line.
That's kind of weak, but whatever, we'll take it. Because isn't usually +3 is right around one plus 150, but
Yeah, but you're only at plus 2 and it's fading.
it's fading fast. I'll take the 110 then.
All right. I agree with you. The buckets are on Atlanta. The V2's on Tampa Bay. D2's on Atlanta. I do kind of like this over though. I've got it graded out. Atlanta 26, Tampa Bay 26. So obviously that's going to end up in a tie. And Longhorn just get his money back.
Someone's got to hit. Someone should kick the field goal to win that one and just make it 29-29.
Just go for it.
Just do it.
Now the over/under sitting at 48, or at least it was earlier. I'll pull that back up, but it's a good matchup. At least the way Penix graded out last year. Not the best matchup for Baker against Atlanta on either game. And both running games though should find success here. I like that. That's a big advantage to Atlanta to keep this game close and possibly steal it. They got to be able to run the ball with Bijan. They cannot put it all on Penix. So if they're able to run the ball and keep the Bucs off balance, let's see. Now we're sitting at 47.5. What do I have it at? 48. So the market disagrees with my assessment of this game going over, which the trends on home dogs on division week one, it's all to the under. So It's nothing I'm gonna bet because I'm not gonna stare down that fucking like 11% hit rate over the last 5 years in the face. So fuck that. But yeah, I've been waiting on the +3 to give this one out. So if it gets there, which I don't think it will be a play. If it doesn't, I might throw them in a round robin on a money line or something like that. But yeah, it's definitely Atlanta or pass for me here. I had Atlanta graded out to win this game the entire offseason. And like you said, Tampa Bay getting the win at Atlanta later on in the season. But this is a big game, though, for Tampa Bay. If you look at the start of their schedule, and I talked about this, even though I do have Tampa representing the NFC in the Super Bowl, I knew I should have picked Green Bay. God damn, I knew I should have picked Green Bay.
I got them in the Super Bowl. This is my Super Bowl team. That I'm
yeah, I do too.
Week 1, so
I do too. But I already had them losing in Week 1, and I still had them in the Super Bowl, and they're gonna have a rough go of their first part of their schedule. So really, I think it might be a blessing in disguise. They're dealing with these injuries right now because it's going to be a rough start for them either way. Even if they were at full strength, then they get healthy, and then their schedule turns to just poodle poo poo after that, and they should be able to walk through the months of October and November, headed into December. So that's where I look for Tampa to get healthy early, but I like to fade them early, especially in this game here. I'm just looking for the 3. I'm looking for the 3. I'm not going to fucking get it, but whatever. Like I said, maybe in a money line round robin come game day. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
All right, moving on to another divisional matchup. It's those Seattle Seahawks versus those San Francisco 49ers. Oh, this preseason line was San Fran -1.5. Now, it has taken San Fran money, and it is now sitting at, oh fuck, I still got the totals up. Total 43.5, by the way, since I had that up. It's sitting at San Fran -2.5. It's pretty much dead even there. It's been there for quite a while now, so that looks like where we might be locked in. Neither team on this one taking, well, San Fran's taking a little bit of money, +5% on the money take back right now. I don't think that's probably enough to get it to 3 by game day. We'll see, but probably 2.5 is where we're going to sit here, Longhorn. What do you think?
Yeah, this is 100% the second sounder. So go ahead and hit that, Bossy. Like, of course, I'm super. I picked Seattle to win this division. Like 100%, a home division dog that I'm picking to be in the NFC Championship game. You know, I'm going to be on Seattle in this game. As far as San Fran goes, I think I have them. I've got them winning 10 games, so it's just slightly to the under. So I'm slightly down on San Fran. Obviously, very high, much more higher than most on Seattle. So I can only go Seattle here when you're getting points at home. But I will say that let's say that I'm wrong.
+116 on the money line.
Okay, I'll take it. So let's say that I'm wrong on my Seattle pick and San Fran win this division. I think that's not going to happen early. I think that if San Fran develops into a team that's going to win this division, it's not going to be while they're dealing with just they're ravaged at wide receiver with injuries. It's not going to be early when Saleh is trying to work in all these young defensive players into this team. So like early on, like I may be wrong about Seattle winning this division. San Fran might win this division, but I think early on with all these moving parts and things that San Fran is dealing with, and going to a Seattle place that's hard to play and a great defense and a great defensive mind on the other side with McDonald as the coach for Seattle, man, the only thing that's gonna fuck me in this, which could absolutely happen, is gonna be Sam Darnold. Like it's my whole worry with it's my whole worry with picking Seattle. I love the entire roster. I love the coaching staff. Sam Darnold worries me, but I got I made prediction. I'm sticking with it. I'm getting points at home as a division dog. Week 1, I'm all over it. You know it.
Yeah. So this is the one that I thought about for half a second. Like, I know they're week 1 home division dogs, but man, I don't even have to lay. I don't even have to lay 3 against Sam Darnold. Come on. But I'm not. I said you can't. You just look. We've done this long enough to know it's hard enough to fucking win week to week. When you're staring an 81% trend in the face, you don't have to go with it. I don't have to bet Seattle, and I'm not gonna. Right. But I damn sure don't bet against that because it's just not fucking profitable. And trying to catch that needle in a haystack, that one fucking falling knife, it's so difficult to do, and there's just no reason to do it when there's so many better games.
It's bad for bids.
It is. Now, the way a game grades out, so I've got San Fran 6 points better than Seattle on a neutral. So if you give them 2 for home field, that looks like 4. Vegas has got them 6 points better on a neutral as well. The market has definitely come our way. Like I said, it was 1.5, which was ridiculous, and I don't think I could have stayed away from that, even though 1.5, 2.5, whatever. But again, I just can't go against it. But all the numbers are going to be on San Fran. The Buckets are on San Fran now. However, Seattle does get the V2 and D2 grade. I've just got this graded out 23-20, San Fran winning, so that would be barely covering. And the reason for that is because Purdy does not match up well against the Seattle defense, but their running game does, so that's going to help them. And Seattle particularly doesn't run the ball well against this San Fran style of defense. That's not going to be good for Sam Darnold, who already grades out 2 points lower than his normal grade or what he did last year in Minnesota. So if they can't get that running game going early against the San Fran defense and get Purdy in an uncomfortable situation, which again, he does not play well against this defense, it's going to be a long day for fucking Sammy D up there in Seattle. But again, I can't go against it. I cannot go against it. It's just not a wise decision. But if there was one, I was gonna bet it would have been San Fran, just because of the dominance of this division. That Shanahan owns this division. He has. It doesn't even matter who's playing quarterback for him most of the time. So, but I'm not gonna do it. I'm just gonna pass. I'm gonna quietly pass.
I'll just say there's a lot of new faces on that San Fran defense, specifically the defensive line. So, and I don't argue with you too much on these year-to-year factors, because it seems like it doesn't matter with the new faces. These things kind of seem to continue. I'll just say
it's just more the system. You have to fit the system. So I love your point about this is not going to be the defense week 1 that it will be in week 18.
Correct.
It's not going to be that. So I love that. I love that point, and you're absolutely right about that. That's the other reason why I'm not slamming it in. But
and don't look now, but our boy Torrey Horton has won one of those starting receiving jobs as a rookie.
Hell yeah!
State. So it's Torrey Horton take the NFL by storm time, and by that I mean 3 catches for 48 yards, and that's good enough. Good enough.
Hey man, that guy was a touchdown fucking machine at Colorado State. Love that kid.
Love him.
All right, let's move on to a non-division matchup, and this is the most picked Survivor pick so far in the Survivor contest. I'm in 2 of those. It's definitely one of my picks, and that's those Denver Broncos hosting those Tennessee Titans. Now, this line has gotten out of goddamn control. It was 7.5 in the preseason, Longhorn. Mm-hmm. It is hovering around 9 right now. It is at 8.5 at Westgate, and at Circuit still at 8.5. But you've got some fucking 9s out there. Bet Online, Bookmaker, fucking Bovada. Boy, this one is getting away from us, boys and girls. So, what do you got on this one?
Yeah, this is one of the easiest bets on the board, especially for me, for someone who is very high on Tennessee. I think I picked them. I think I have
very high on Denver too.
8 and 9. I was high on Denver, but like you said, this line, we don't bet just teams to win. We bet lines. So this is getting retarded. So
yeah, it's gotten out of hand.
Give me all those points. You should have already got the teaser banged in for Denver when it was much lower. But this all the hype. The darlings of the preseason was Denver. And I was way ahead of that. I got them on a 40-1 Super Bowl ticket, so that's long gone. But we saw last weekend what happens to a team that has all the hype, and especially a quarterback that has all the hype, fall flat on your face. This team, Denver, throughout the summer, throughout the preseason, it's just stock, higher. That's a lot coming into week 1. Tennessee has nothing to lose. Nobody's talking about them. They got the number 1 pick quarterback that nobody talks about, and all the teams going against them. I don't think it's a bad roster for Tennessee. I got them winning 8 games. This is a slam dunk. Take the 9 points. I think Denver wins, but I think this game's going to be much tighter and closer than people expect for sure.
Yeah, I definitely don't have a grade there. Now, I was trying to find this Longhorn. I couldn't find it, but I know you remember this. Years ago, I had a good trend on number 1 overall picks going on the road for their first NFL game, and it was like, and everything. Like, It was,
Until
and we
Caleb
bet,
Williams.
huh?
Until Caleb Williams last year.
Yeah, and we bet. What was it? It was on Trevor Lawrence going to Houston, and somehow they were the favorite. We were like, "Fuck you, no, thank
Correct.
you."
Correct. It was like a
And that
3
was
point.
that was
It
the
was
year
like
that
only
Houston
3
won.
points.
Houston won like 2 games, and I
Yep.
bet them. I put them in the Survivor week 1. I put Houston in Survivor week 1. Easy call, easy win. Now this is a different situation. Obviously, if Tennessee was going in here as a favorite, I mean my
Oh
whole
God.
mortgage in betting
Yeah.
Denver. You got the number 1 overall pick in his very first start, going into one of the hardest, if not the hardest, condition, or as far as all the conditions considered, away fields there is. It's the very first week in Denver at altitude. Your very first NFL game. That's a raucous home crowd. That kid is gonna get fucking blitzed out of his like. You're going against the number 1 defense. Everything goes against him. So I understand the runaway train, but this line has gotten too far at this point. Like I said, it's at 8.5. No matter where you look, 9 at some places. I've got the game graded at Denver winning 23-18. That's respectable. Now the buckets are on Denver. It's no call by the B2. D2's on Tennessee. Total sitting at 42, so I'm at 41. So no real play there. I have no way to judge this quarterback on the Tennessee side. No data for that. Bo Nix though grades out flat versus this defense, and their run game grades out flat. So if they don't have any advantage there, and Tennessee can just hold their own, and Cam Ward can be, just at least serviceable in his first start, as long as they don't get just blitzed early, I think they can hang in this game. Now, there's always the possibility they come out, the crowd's loud, he can't fucking hear, nobody can breathe, they're puking on the sidelines, and Denver's ready to roll, and this defense just literally steamrolls them. And Bo Nix, the check down merchant, hits his 3-yard passes, and they just go up and down the field. And, they might win 23-10, right? Tennessee might only score 10 points. That's always a possibility. Yeah. Zero chance I'm laying 8.5 points. With this offense, fuck you and fuck that. Because I don't think Tennessee's a bad defense at all. So, and I think they're only going to get better this year. And if they could score the ball at all, they're definitely going to get better this year. Because God knows they couldn't do that last year. So, yeah, this number has gotten away from anything that I could possibly grade it at now. I have no interest backing the first start of a rookie quarterback, a number 1 overall pick, because I know that trend. And again, I just don't fly in the face of those things. But it's way too much point. It's way too many points. It makes no sense. Tennessee should cover this number 100%. Will they? I don't fucking know.
And definitely the slam dunk Survivor pick, like you said. Everybody, they'll be 90%, 85% on Denver.
It's literally right now like sitting at I think 65% and like 30% on the Eagles, and then everything else just kind of mixed in. Oh yeah. Eagles are like number 2.
All right, fair enough.
All right, let's move on to another divisional matchup. Those Green Bay Packers hosting Longhorn Detroit Lions. Oh, we're up in Lambeau. Mike is practicing. His back seems to be fine. So we'll see what happens.
Are you sure? Are you sure?
They're
talking about giving him an epidural.
So there's a theory out there that was floated. That was floated.
That's a fake float?
A fake float. Yeah, basically.
We're doing fake pregnancies now. Like we're pretending that we're pregnant. Don't need the epidural. That was fake. I took the plan B. Got rid of it.
So if you've ever had an epidural, which I have, because I've had a bad back for a long time, there's 2 things about that. Number 1, because we're dudes and we're pussies, they put us under for that. We don't do that live. You're not just sitting up in a chair giving a baby. No, they put you under for that shit. And then when you're done, guess what you have to have? Somebody to wheel you the fuck out of the room because you can't walk. And then you can barely get out of the wheelchair and get in a fucking truck and drive home and kind of limp your way into the house. What you can't do is go play a fucking NFL game. They're talking about, the reporter was like, oh, they're going to give an epidural before the game. The fuck they are. Oh, they're going to put him to sleep and wake him up and he can't feel his legs and he's going to play an NFL game. Get the fuck out of my face with that shit. So that's why I do agree a little bit for that plant story, because I've had one myself.
That's how they do it with these guys.
I mean,
that may be how they do it for like normal people coming in, but I don't remember ever hearing that they put them under for the epidural. And if a pregnant lady can fucking do it, why can't a professional athlete? I don't.
I don't know because they're about to push a giant baby out of their vagina. I don't know.
I don't know either.
I don't know.
And you can't put them under when they're trying to push a baby. So I get that part. But
Yeah.
if they can do it, then why can't professional athletes? Is what I'm saying. So like, I don't know. This one stinks to high hell, no matter which way you look at it.
All right, so preseason line -2. It dipped down for a little while. It is back to -2 now. Money coming in on. It's been switching. So it's switching all week. Green Bay Packers, Green Bay Detroit, Green Bay Detroit. It is sitting currently at Green Bay +2%. So again, there's a lot of conjecture in the marketplace over this one, Longhorn. What do you got on this one?
And current line is 2.5.
2. 2.5 at DraftKings, pretty much 2 across the board everywhere else.
Yeah, so I like Detroit teased up to the 8.5 for sure. Again, division dog. To play them, to play Detroit, I gotta get 3. Like much like you were waiting on the 3 for Atlanta. I would love to get the 3 on Detroit. Doesn't look like it's going that way. You know, same thing with Atlanta. Because I do think that these two teams, even though I've got Minnesota winning this division, that was before the Micah Parsons trade, obviously. So that kind of motherfucked a lot of things in the NFL. But with that said, I think that there's 3 really good teams in this division. And I think that more than likely, these 3 teams kind of all split their home and aways. So with that said, I do think Green Bay gets this win. It is golf outside. Now it's golf outside early, so the weather shouldn't be, a factor at this time of Green Bay. But it's on grass. It's a little slower. You got the 2 new coordinators.
Not very good grass either. We can say that from literally standing on it. It's not the greatest grass in the world.
So that's kind of awesome that we've been on this field. But I need 3. I need 3, or I'm teasing them up and packaging Detroit. Outside of that, I'm going to lean towards Green Bay to just win this game. And at 2.5, I would reluctantly take them. But I've got lots of questions with Green Bay too. So in a lot of ways, this is a wait and see game for me too, just because of new coordinators for Detroit. And I don't know what to expect from Micah. He hasn't practiced all fucking preseason. He's getting epidurals. He's having a baby. Is he going to play 15 snaps? Is he going to play 40 snaps? I don't know. So there's too many unknowns here. Usually I would default to the division dog, but I don't like the number and I don't like the situation for Detroit necessarily for the factors that I talked about. So mostly a stay away game for me. What do you got for Cephas?
Yeah, this was the second of the division favorites just because they're home. And again, home division matchups. Favorite or dog, very favorable in week 1. So I don't hate betting Green Bay here, but the Buckets do great out of Detroit. B2's on Detroit. There's no call on the D2. I mean, I got this game graded out at 25-25, so another tie. 3 ties in week 1, new league record. So,
oh man,
I like that a lot.
Put your bet in on that and get plus $9 million.
No shit. Now. Love does have a little bit of a positive matchup here. It's a little bit of a negative matchup for Goff versus defense. The running game for Green Bay will get what they get. It's a little bit of a negative, a little bit of a downgrade on this Detroit running game versus Green Bay defense. If that holds true, I do like Green Bay to cover and win this game. Again, that's probably the only way I would bet it. I'm with you, though. If I got the 3, I would go Detroit. I don't think we're going to get it. So it's a game that I strongly considered making my card. I did not. Eventually put it on there just because I don't like going against Division 1 dogs, but they are at home. So again, home teams do very well. This would have been the one, like when I was fighting through it, if I was going to put one favorite in this division, it was not going to be San Fran because they were going to be on the road. It was going to be this one, but I didn't feel as good about putting this one in as I did San Fran just because I know Detroit could absolutely go in there and win this football game. So yeah, it's going to be a pass for me, but if I had to bet it, I would lay the 2 with Green Bay. All right, moving on to those Los Angeles Rams having back babies. They're hosting those Houston. I said Houston with an H Texans. This line preseason was Rams -3. Let's see where it's sitting currently. It is sitting at 3 again.
Yeah.
So this dipped down to 2.5 for quite a while. It's back to 3 now with the news that Stafford is going to start and is going to play. How effective will he be? I don't know. Longhorn, what do you think?
Yeah, speaking of epidurals, there's another guy getting an epidural, having a baby. So it's a baby boom in the NFL with these
Lots of
players.
ties and dudes having back babies. So
Yeah, this is pretty much a no play for me. I do like the Houston tease up when it was at 2.5 to 8.5. If you want to, like, let's say you like Houston, if it's at 3, play the 3. Take the 3. If it dips down to 2, 2.5, and you miss the 3, play the tease up with them, because I do think this is going to be a low scoring defensive battle. Number one, defensive battle, because Houston has an awesome defense, and you're going against a quarterback that has barely practiced and has a bad back. On the other side, you're going to get, I'm high on the Rams defense for sure, maybe higher than what the numbers say, which you've explained throughout the offseason. But this is a whole new offensive line for Houston and new receivers. So too many factors that add up to a low scoring, disgustingly ugly game. So with that said, you're getting 3, take it. If it's at 2, 2.5, tease them up, and then that's basically all I got on this game. It's no hard, feelings either way on this one.
yeah, I have no confidence in my numbers on the Rams. I talked about the preseason podcast. I'm just so far below market on them. So I'm going to let this one play out and see. Now, Vegas has this game actually graded as a pick 'em on a neutral. So,
do you have your injury reports pulled up?
Yeah.
What are they saying on Alaric Jackson, left tackle for the Rams? Because that's been
They
kind
only
of
have
like
one person on the report, and it is Kier Thomas, and he's on injured reserve.
Okay, so maybe but we've seen some fuckery with Sean McVay.
Oh, he's the
So
king of fuckery.
he is the king of fuckery. And I know Alaric Jackson has been like, is he going to be ready for week 1? I don't trust him as far as I can throw him. So,
Yep. On Houston side, Cam Robinson questionable. I'm sure he'll play. Braxton Berrios, I had no idea he was still in the league. Questionable. Christian Kirk is questionable. Joe Mixon, obviously everybody knows he's out.
yeah.
And
Nobody
then
knows why, but yeah.
Jalen Reed, we know he's on injured reserve. Irv Smith's on injured reserve. Tank Dell's out. Jimmy Ward's out. So long list for the Texans there as far as the injury report. But like I said, I got no confidence in my number. I mean, the BPG grade is Houston winning 24-21. So the total's sitting at 44. It's right on that. But again, I don't trust my numbers on the Rams. I'm going to admit that up front and just stay away from this game and see what they do for the season and get some more data. And I'll come back and visit you later, Rams. How about that?
I've got, just real quickly, I've got the lineup pulled up for Houston and their offensive line. It's got Essery, the left tackle rookie, who I like him, but he's a rookie, never played. The rest of the board, it is guys in the 50s, 60s PFF grades, outside of Titus Howard, who had a 70 grade last year, but that was mostly at guard, where he kind of settled in. Now they're kicking him back out to right tackle, where he was failed in previous years. So it's just a goddamn clusterfuck of a mess for Houston on the offensive line, and I can't wait to see how that plays out in this game for sure, because that's a really good defensive front. Maybe not overall defense for the Rams, but certainly a really good defensive line. So that's going to be a matchup to watch in the trenches for sure in this game.
And I'm quite a bit lower on Houston too. And when I got them basically a half-point team, a little better than the average. Vegas got them sitting at 2. So I'm gonna wait and see on this one. That's going to be just a game I want to get some data on and see how it plays out.
You don't have to bet every game. Like we talk about every game, and we're going to give you our leans and likes, but your cards should be small, or you should just sign up at our Patreon page. It's scrolling there at the bottom of the screen, and sign up with Bo Sivas, who hit 58% last year. And I'm sorry, what's your record so far this year, Bo Sivas?
8-2.
Yeah. So what are you doing? What are you waiting for? Get your ass to the Patreon page and sign up. Like we do the work for you.
All the work there, kid. All right, we're moving on to, I believe.
Now we got a game.
Let me double check. I don't want to jump the gun
Yeah,
here.
you're good.
Okay,
I'm watching.
Sunday night football. Sunday.
Let's go.
All right, it's another game that I put out to the clients, and again, the line is already burnt. I plugged Baltimore in at +1. They're the best you can get them at right now is a pick 'em. They're pretty much -1 everywhere though. -1 at Circa, -1 at Westgate, -1 at Bovada. They're taking all the money. They're taking all the money. -1.5 at DraftKings. So this line has definitely switched around. Now it makes me feel better because I had this game graded as a pick 'em. My preseason lines. Vegas had it Buffalo -1.5. So now we're sitting at, let's just call it Baltimore -1. Again, I put them in at +1 for the clients a few days ago. So money's steadily coming in on Baltimore Longhorn. What do you got on this one?
Yeah, so let's just pull back the curtain. Baltimore is both of our Super Bowl winner picks that we just did the podcast last week. You can go back and listen to that a couple weeks ago. So we're
Obviously
both.
means they're going 17-0.
We've never. Now I will say this: we've never both picked the Super Bowl winner, same team. So
No.
that's a first. We'll see how this plays out.
What could possibly be wrong?
And here's the deal. I also put out Baltimore at our Patreon page for one of my preseason Super Bowl picks at 7-1. If we're right and Baltimore wins this game, because I am taking Baltimore to win this game, then I will then put a bet on Buffalo to win the Super Bowl because you're going to get them at probably 7-8-1 when they're 0-1. But this is the revenge story for Baltimore. Buffalo ended their season last year, dropped pass by Edwards to win the game. So they're gonna want to start this game off, this year off right. A lot of injuries are piling up for Buffalo on their side that I just don't like. I don't see the rosters matching. I love Buffalo. I love their quarterback, and I mostly like their team, but I love Baltimore, and I like their motivation in this game to start off the year and revenge factor on Buffalo. So at at well, it's -1 pick -1 either way, whatever. I'm taking Baltimore. What do you got?
Yeah, obviously I like Baltimore. Now, I said on our last preseason pod when we talked about Buffalo, I'm just way off on Buffalo from the market, or at least from what Vegas was at. Now the market has come my way. That makes me feel better, and that gave me the confidence to go ahead and slam Baltimore in because I wanted to literally the whole time, the whole offseason. I was like, +1.5. Are you fucking kidding me? It's the best team in the fucking NFL. You're going to give me points? Okay, I'll take that. Ended up going and doing it as I saw the money start to come in and start to come down. I mean, overall, Baltimore has the buckets, but I've got this game graded Baltimore 29, Buffalo 21. So now that's to the under. I would never bet an under in this football game ever to save my life because we know how these games go. They get crazy. Both these quarterbacks will do anything they have to fucking do to win this game. So zero chance I will bet the under on that. Which again, that's 50, sitting at 51.5. It's not a lot of value there anyway. But it's not a good matchup for our boy John Wayne. It's a fine matchup for Lamar Jackson. Yeah. But on top of that, this is a terrible matchup for Buffalo's running game, which is not a good thing against this Baltimore team. Baltimore, it's not a great matchup for the running game, but it's better than what their average matchup should be. Look, all things being equal, Baltimore's just the better team, and I got them at +1 or -1, whatever. You're basically getting them as a pick 'em, and I get the better football team. You said it, all the motivation is on their side. Not that Buffalo won't be motivated. I just don't think Buffalo's good enough to beat this football team in this moment. Now, if this is the playoffs, we know how the playoffs go for Baltimore, but this is not the fucking playoffs. This is week fucking 1, and Lamar Jackson is literally, I don't know, is he the best regular season quarterback in the NFL? I mean, I think he probably has been for 4 straight years now, really. Ever since Mahomes went on that one, blitzkrieg to where his first year starting, much been show in the regular season since then. And now he's got Derrick Henry in this running game. It's just a terrible matchup for Buffalo. I like Baltimore to win this game by some margin, actually. So, but again, you are facing John Wayne. We know what John Wayne does.
But I was just about to say that because I'm looking at Buffalo's starters on defense, and these are all PFF grades. So take that for what it's worth. Like PFF is not, it's not God. It's not, you don't play football with PFF ratings. However, when I'm looking at the ratings of the starting, this is the nickel defense, starting nickel defense for Buffalo starting in week 1. I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 players rated in the 50s or lower starting for the Buffalo defense. And then there's one other player, TJ Sanders, defense tackle rookie starting, so no grade on him. This could, like you said, this could be a win for Baltimore with margin. Now I think this defense will work its way into shape. The rookies that they brought in will find their way. Their starting first round rookie isn't even going to play because he got hurt in the preseason. So along the same lines as San Francisco, I think Buffalo could be better in December than they're going to be in San Francisco. But right now, Baltimore looks like world beaters coming out of the break. So like it's Baltimore all the way for me. And like you said, I think this could be a 10+ point win for Baltimore.
And Buffalo, I mean, we talked about their schedule. After this game, they literally don't have another losable game until fucking October. So they're going to be fine, win or lose here. But yeah, once I finally started digging in, I was like, I cannot not bet Baltimore. Because I think, like you said, there's a possibility after we see this result, everybody in the world is going to think, why the fuck were they ever only 1 point favor or pick 'em or a dog? They won by fucking 2 scores. Like, how did anybody think Buffalo could ever hang with this team? And like I said, it's not the best matchup for Lamar, but it doesn't have to be because it's a bad matchup for Buffalo's offense, first of all. And second of all, they're going to be able to run the ball just fine on this Buffalo defense. So
but
if their secondary plays as bad as what you say those grades are, Lamar could have a great fucking game.
Well, those grades are all over the defense, secondary, second level, first level, like. But I will say this. I like the fact that if they lose this game, you're going to get them at probably 10-1, 9-1, 10-1 to win the Super Bowl. And I do think these two, I think I've got, yeah, I do. I got Buffalo and Baltimore in the AFC Championship game. So if I can get those two teams at 7-1, 10-1 in that range, I like that. So it's not the end of the world if they lose this game. It's a long season, long way to go, and it's just one game.
Just one game. All right, moving on to Monday Night Football. Oh,
Let's get it.
Divisional matchup of the weekend, week 1. Those Chicago Bears hosting those Minnesota Vikings. Now, preseason line on this was a pick'em, boys and girls. We're now sitting at a solid, 1.5 to 2 point Viking favorite, depending on where you get it. It's 1.5 at Westgate, 1.5 at Circa. It's mostly actually just 1.5. So, or small juice minus 102 to the -2. So let's call it 1.5 and be fair about it. Minnesota Vikings favored on the road by 1.5 points in JJ McCarthy's first ever start in the NFL Longhorn.
When you say it out loud, I don't like the way it sounds. So, like, maybe you could just shut up over there and not say all these things that I don't want to hear. I might be stepping into it for sure because I'm already super high on Minnesota. Talked about that. I've got them going 12-5 and win this division. Again, that was pre-Micah Parsons. Not that he's like a make or break. So if I like
He's a full point player. That's a big get.
At least one player. But I don't like or trust Caleb Williams, and I do love the hiring of the coach, Ben Johnson, but this is week 1, and you're going to have to prove it to me. I'm not even 100% sold that he's sold on Caleb. So just show me. I got to see it, and I need to see it in week 1 where you're going against a really good defense and a really good defensive coordinator in Brian Flores. To me, coaching staff for Minnesota, I know what I'm getting. Coaching staff for Chicago, I think they're going to be good. I'm high on them, but I haven't seen it yet. Now, where I can step into it and where it's going to catch me is I haven't seen JJ McCarthy. So that's the one flaw in this whole thing. But like I said in the offseason when I was high on this team, is that my faith in Minnesota is not dependent on JJ. It's everything around JJ. So nothing's going to change in this one game handicap. From my entire season handicap, that I think the team is going to pick J.J. McCarthy up, and they're going to win this game, not just J.J. Now, bring in Adam Thielen for a receiving core that is going to be with Addison, I think he's got at least a 2 or 3 game suspension because of PEDs, whatever. That makes it better because that's a veteran that can step right in, knows the offense, and that's going to help. Bottom line is, I'll just say it in week one, until a homosexual quarterback can go out there and win these games, then you're going to have to fucking prove it to me. I'm sorry. You paint your nails all you want in the offseason, carry all the purses you want, but when the helmets start hitting and the pads start popping, you got to go out there and lead 53 other men to a victory. And I'm not even 100% sold, like I said, that the coach of the quarterback is sold on this guy. So until I see it, I'm going the other way, and I'm high on Minnesota anyway. So it's Minnesota or nothing for me.
All right, so on this one,
As he glances to his board.
as I glance to my board. All right, so this is one that I really wanted to bet, and I still might, depending on how the weekend goes. But if you look through all my grades on the board,
on Chicago, aren't you?
the buckets: Minnesota, V2, Minnesota, D2, Minnesota. Minnesota, I've got winning 25-21. Grade through for Sugar Britches, not great. I don't have any data really on the quarterback, obviously from McCarthy. But the biggest thing here is Minnesota's run game grades up pretty well against the Chicago defense. Chicago's running game does not grade out great versus Minnesota. That's where, if they're going to win this, Chicago's going to pull the upset. That's where they're going to have to prove me wrong. Look, my numbers are way off on Chicago. I've said that. But I am pretty close to market as far as what Vegas says about Minnesota, which is a lot lower than what Longhorn is. I've got them at half a point team. Vegas has them at a flat team and a 0. So, but I am at, Vegas also has Chicago at a 0. So that would tell you Chicago is probably the pick here. But I am pretty low on Chicago in my power ranking. So, but again, that's with last year's data. So we haven't seen this new system. Yeah, if I had to bet this game, I'm definitely betting Chicago. I'm not going against a Division I home dog. I'm just not going to do it. I already said that, so it'd be Chicago or pass for me. Right now, it's a pass. I might end up firing on Chicago depending on the weekend goes. If I have another good weekend, fuck it. I might take the flyer because for everything you said, and you're not wrong, but J.J. McCarthy is going to have to go into Chicago and win a football game.
Yeah, that's troublesome. Like when you just say that doesn't hit your earballs and make you feel good at all.
But as far as everything you said, I mean, my numbers say Minnesota is the better team. So that's, now Vegas again is higher on Chicago than I am. So maybe they're more right than I am, and I'm wrong, and Chicago is going to be a lot better than what my numbers say they are. But again, we don't know that. We don't know what this new coaching staff is going to bring. I mean, I don't think there's any way it could be any worse. I'm confident in that. But
I can rubber stamp that.
But I don't know that it's going to be better. But I don't know that J.J. McCarthy can go in Chicago in his first start and win a football game. Now, he doesn't have to go win by 8 or anything. He just has to win by a field goal. I'm sure they could pull that off. They are, again, the better team as far as my numbers say right now. But I would only, like I said, I'm not going to bet against a Division I home dog. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going against 81%. And so it would be Chicago or pass for me here. It's a pass right now, but pay attention, boys and girls. You might see a pick come across your Patreon. Just depend. Let's see what kind of weekend we have first.
You had Minnesota and Chicago, if I'm seeing correct from across the room, both with 8 wins.
Yeah.
So this would be a Chicago. Like, I mean, you need Chicago to probably win this game.
Well,
I mean, not
yeah. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, I need Minnesota to win. I've got them going 12-5, so they got to win this game.
Yeah, you definitely need them to win this game.
So for sure, and again, like I said in the beginning of the podcast, like all we have to go off right now, you've got some great numbers, accumulated through the years, and that's all. That's great stuff. But we haven't seen anything from these particular teams so far this year. So we got
and that's why I'm not firing on Chicago as the dog, because again, my numbers don't grade out that they should cover this spread. So I don't like going against my numbers this early. But again, I'm not going to go against an 81% trend either that we've literally leaned on year after year after year, and why wouldn't you? Like I said, you don't have to bet every dog division. They don't all cover, obviously.
Just
It's
most.
81 does not equal 100.
Just most.
But yeah, 81% of the time, yes. But 19% they do lose, and this could be one of those. And again, it's so many unknowns. I'm not willing to fire on it right now. Maybe if we have another heater this weekend, I might feel a little saucy come Monday night. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
We did it, most of us. We did it.
We made it. We made it through week 1 of the 2025 NFL season, and that was all. It's coming to the air tonight, baby.
Oh man. So this is for video watchers only because this will be cut out of the audio feed. But I just got a text from our player props guy that says CK. He says that the Vikings are not allowing their male cheerleaders to be a part of this game because they don't want them to try to seduce Caleb Williams.
I saw that meme come across.
Is not gonna allow.
Yeah, so Chicago's not allowing them in.
They don't want any seducing of Caleb and some distractions.
I almost said that to you earlier.
I fucking love it. I fucking love the internet.
All right, let's do some free picks.
Free picks, and then we're out.
And we out.
All right. Guess I gotta get a free pick. Mm-hmm.
Let me know when you're ready.
I'm ready. I'll just think so.
All right, boys and girls, time you all have been waiting for. Time for those free picks of the week. Longhorn, lay it on, baby.
Yeah.
No pressure. We're perfect so far in the year, so no pressure.
Oh, man, I do like being perfect. So, what could go wrong when you're perfect? Like betting on the Giants at +6 to be your. I mean, let's go. There's a lot of games to pick from, a lot of games I liked, but it was going to be a division dog for sure. Probably should have done like a division home dog, but I just don't. They're not getting the threes that I like. So let me just go with my favorite dog overall. It was the Danger Zone pick of the week. I like Giants +6 to be my free pick of the week. And before Bosivas does his free pick, let me just announce that I'll be doing some live parlay cards before Sunday, like having some fun with some parlay picks, some money line parlays, just throwing out some extra content before Sunday's game for people that like to play the parlays and some of the longer shot things and the bigger payouts. So I'll be doing some of that before Sunday. But the official pick for the podcast, New York Giants +6. Get that pass rush going and maybe don't win, but keep it close.
All right, let's go, G-Men. All right, for your college free pick of the week. Oh, we're going the Tulsa. I think they're the Golden Hurricane.
Sounds right.
Hurricanes? Something like that. Now, you might be thinking, Bo Cephas, we haven't heard you say Tulsa on the podcast in a long time. You're fucking right, because they've been real goddamn bad for a whole long time, and they're not great again this year. However, they do have a whole new coaching staff, and they showed some promise last week, albeit against shitty competition. But guess what? They're playing another shitty team this week in New Mexico State. We're only laying 3.5 here. We are on the road, but we do like the way this new coaching staff has this team playing. They can score the ball again, which is what they always did at Tulsa until they went on a real bad run for a couple years. So New Mexico State can't score the ball very well. They play slow. They play methodical. Like laying at 3.5, go Tulsa.
All right.
All right, Longhorn, tell me about the fabulous Patreon one more time, and let's get out of here.
All right, so once again, patreon.com/bet_FGH. If you have not done it yet, you're already behind. Most of us 8-2, as I would say, 8-2.
8-2.
8-2. What are you waiting for? Sign up over there. It's going to be a long season, a lot of wins to come. So get over there and be sure to subscribe to the podcast. Follow us on all the social media so we can do this simulcast. You can see our ugly faces on camera all year long. What could go wrong with that? So people, stop throwing away your hard-earned money on that guessing game and let the pros do the heavy lifting. So sign up, tell a friend, and join in on the fun of watching football, drinking shitloads of beer, and never pay a bookie again. Come on.
Ah, damn it, people. Never pay a bookie again. Steven Tyler, take us out, baby.